Hi everybody, I'm Argolfump. This is a review for Get a Grip, Vivy Cohen. This is a middle school book, was written in 2020. It's about this girl who wants to play baseball, and she struggles for two main reasons. Number one, she's a girl. She's this 12-year-old girl. People prefer 12-year-old girls to play softball, not baseball, but she is fixated on baseball because she has autism, which is problem number two for her, is she just struggles with life in general because she has autism. Particularly, like, there's this one bully on the team who's really mean to her, and I don't like this guy at all. Like, the book does a good job of making you root for Vivy and root against this bully who's just terrible. You know, he says, I don't want to repeat mean things he says, but he says mean things to her, and basically, it gets to the point where the coach kind of steps in and gives everybody a speech about being teammates and not saying mean things. He basically just goes to saying mean things when the coach isn't around. That's all. It doesn't stop the bullying. That guy's a jerk. So the way this novel is set up is that it's a letter novel. So it starts with Vivy writing a bunch of letters to her favorite pitcher in baseball, who has the same initials as her, VJ Capello. And, you know, for the first 50 pages or so, it's just her letters. And then about 50 pages in, he actually responds to her letters. And we get a little bit of back and forth. Finally, they switch to using email. And then the rest of the book is mostly them going back and forth. There is a point towards the end where they get a little mad at each other because they keep repeating the same things to each other. Like, he's trying to say, you really should tell your parents, you really should tell an adult. He keeps trying to say that over and over again in different ways. And she keeps saying, it's like, no, I can't tell my mom. Why aren't you listening to me? I told you I can't tell mom. Quit saying that. And then eventually he gets to the point where he's like, okay, we're getting mad at each other. Let's just take a break. And then it's like 50 pages. I actually really like this part where all the letters are letters that, like, draft emails that she wrote to him and then deleted. So they're basically just draft emails. So letters that she wants to write. And I think that's interesting because she's sort of like, I want to say skydiving without a parachute, but she doesn't really have him as her support system anymore. And so she is kind of forced to step up on her own and deal with her problems. She does have more problems than just the bully and, social struggles fitting in with autism. She has trouble relating to her parents, especially getting her mom to understand about baseball, because mom does not understand why she cares so much about baseball. And about halfway through the book, I believe, she's badly injured in a game, and that's what mom uses as an excuse to take her off the baseball team and to struggle to convince mom to let her just go back to practice. And she's very upset with this. Like, mom thought that was a good compromise, and Vivy does not. She wants to play baseball. She doesn't want to practice baseball. And so she really is struggling to take the next step to try to explain to mom why she wants to play baseball full time again. And I did like I did like her solution towards the end where she ended up writing her mom a letter, which I thought was nice, and it works because the entire book is just a bunch of letters. But, writing letters, sometimes it's easier to communicate writing letters. I personally like writing letters because you can, like, edit a letter, you can delete something. So, like, if it's in real life and I tell my wife, you look just like a cow, you've got these big, beautiful eyes, she's probably going to be mad that I called her a cow. But if I was writing a letter and I wrote, she looks just like a cow, she has beautiful eyes, I could go, no, and I could delete it, and no one would find out. Nobody would get mad, and that would be better, okay? Yeah. So that's why I really thought, like, the letter writing thing worked well, and I did like the touching scene of her, her dad admitting he's probably on the autism spectrum too. And that's why he sort of lets mom be in charge of all the social stuff and that sort of thing. I like Vivy as a narrator. I liked her interaction with VJ Capello. I liked his letters. The book's good. I was going to say maybe it's a touch too long, but not really. If I had to complain, I think there was a little bit of award bait stuff in this book because it tries to hit like all the hot button topics. Like we're dealing with sexism, we're dealing with racism because VJ's black. Her brother is gay. He comes out to her first, and then comes out to her family. And did I mention her best friend? She makes like a good best friend at school, who's the catcher, and I liked her interactions with him. I especially liked her interactions with like his older sister, because I thought that was interesting. I got the sense that the older sister thinks that they're dating when they're totally not dating. But, you know, I thought that was nice. I really liked the how, you know, she makes a big girlfriend. That was really cool. Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, because she's autistic, I can really believe that she's able to recite all these scenes from memory. I mean, obviously, you know, it's something that just happened an hour ago. She probably does. Normal people would be able to write, like, okay, here's everything that was said word for word. But, you know, because she's on the autism spectrum, it does make it a little more believable that she's able to remember these scenes with such clarity. In fact, it's very different when she's not remembering a scene with clarity. You can kind of tell. Yeah. Going back to what I was saying earlier, you know, there's also mentions of religion and obviously ableism because she's on the autism spectrum, and the bully is mean to her because of it. I forgot to mention one of the big things. The title, Get a Grip, Vivy Cohen. It refers to that it's a pun title. It's a great title, though. I really like that title, even if it wasn't a pun. But the pun refers to knuckleball, so that's a baseball that you kind of throw like this, whoosh. And the idea is that it doesn't really spin as you throw it through the air. And that way, when it's near the batter, it's gonna swing wildly up or down, and that's gonna really mess them up. I tried looking up how knuckleballs work in real life. I really don't understand it. But that's the trick. You throw it and it doesn't rotate, and that causes it to rotate and swing wildly towards the plate. And I'm like, but I thought the idea is that you don't rotate it. So that was confusing to me. But would I recommend this book? Sure, yeah. I think it was a good book. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it. Maybe a touch long, but I did like the format. I liked the character. Yeah, it's just like Vivy. And like 70 to 80% of the book is from Vivy's point of view. I thought it was very realistic. I liked the you know, very sincere and realistic portrayal of autism in this book. And, you know, this would be a book that Christy Thomas from the Babysitters Club series would like. So, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my review for Get a Grip, Vivy Cohen.